Hello, everyone. Welcome to Neelix's Kitchen. I am your host, MB Geek, and this is MB Geeks Let's Talk, Neelix's Kitchen, and we are going to talk about Masters of the Universe Revelations. All right, let's go into the good. There will be spoilers. I guarantee you, most of you have probably already know these spoilers, so I'm not going to really be ruining anything at this point. But I got to get my 2 cents off my chest on this whole thing. So let's go with the good. The good. Good voice acting. Very good voice acting. A whole fucking entourage of great voice actors. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill. The original guy who played Skeletor actually gets a part as Moss Man. The other characters who play both He-Man and Adam and Duncan and many of the other ones, they all sound really good. Sarah Michelle Gellar really sounds like a good Teela. Unfortunately, this is where things go to hell. Because, folks, if you didn't know by now, this is not a story centric on He Man in this first part. This is a story based on Teela, which wouldn't be so bad in a show called Masters of the Universe because you could have done anthology type things, done different characters. And probably if he'd come out and done that, that might have been one thing. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole Kevin Smith lying, Kevin Smith bait and switching. I already did that on Sunday on my live stream with my co-host Jack Beers. So I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to say this, the good one thing I will say, the animation was fucking gorgeous. Absolutely loved it. Loved the animation as well as the voice acting. Loved that there were certain characters that got new layers at them. I thought Evelyn was kind of an interesting twist. Beastman kind of always being the henchman he's always been. I kind of liked how he stayed pretty much that way. I mean, they brought in Traptor. I mean, they brought in a bunch of characters. You got Triclops. I said Cyclops. I was about to say Cyclops. You got Triclops. You got all these other characters they bring in. And it's, it starts over good. The problem is when you have a trailer that you're basically saying this is going to be He-Man centric, and then you find out, nope, He-Man dies off in the first episode. The Power Sword gets split in two. And now we know, everybody knows who the fuck He-Man is now, who are the good guys. And pretty much so does Skeletor, but apparently he, quote unquote, dies too. And we get to this point. Queen Marlena, tells the King Randall that, her son was He-Man. So in this one, we know she knows. We know Duncan knows. We know Cringer knows. We know the Sorceress knows. And we know Orko knows. So that might be in some way, shape, or form why King Randall banished Duncan for following his son's royal commandment order. Eventually bans Orko. Probably kicked Cringer out at this point and declared Castle Grayskull a forbidden zone. I'm like, damn, dude. I'm like, did Queen Marlena not, try to knock some sense into his damn head that whole time? And we get Teela. Teela is mostly bitching because she's like, Adam didn't tell me. Duncan didn't tell me. I'm thinking if she's this pissed off about this, boy, is she really going to be pissed if they ever tell her that the sorceress is her mom and that Duncan knows this. I don't even think He-Man knows this. But the story goes from pretty much the second episode on. This is the adventures of Teela. Teela's now gotten very anti-magic. She quits being the man-at-arms after she just got the title and she's mad at her dad because her dad didn't tell her the fucking truth. She's mad at Adam because he didn't tell her the fucking truth. And he's like, I'm sorry, friends keep secrets. This is just the way it is. So she seemed a little too whiny, a little too just so angry. It just doesn't seem like the Teela I remember. Teela was always strong. Teela would, she was short to temper at times, but it was mostly at Adam because he was always kind of messing up a little bit here and there, and it used to annoy her. But she was also very close with Duncan. Duncan was really, her foster father, the one who she really would show that lighter side to that she wouldn't show to other people. And that's what I liked about that character. She was very strong, but then she was also, when it came to her father figure, she would be tough with him, but then also she would open up with him in ways that you never saw her open up with anybody else, not even Adam. And somehow the whole thing is He-Man sacrifices himself, the power sword, or the sword of power gets split in two. They got to go to both hell and heaven to get the damn thing. We don't know how much time has passed, but Teela's still got this fucking chip on her shoulder. Even when she sees Adam in heaven, she's still pissy with him. I'm like, this is a little overkill, even for her. I mean, the guy's dead. And then her response was, and we all had to live with it. He saved the universe, didn't even hesitate. You had to actually be talked into by the new character, Andrea. And I even watched the Kevin Smith thing. She's the introduction character. She's supposed to be that character we're all supposed to follow to be like the fan experience. Kind of like, I guess, what they did with the Mortal Kombat movie, and we all know how well that turned out. So whereas in Mortal Kombat, they took a character that was never created, Kevin Smith took a character that, from what I understood, if I'm not mistaken, only was ever in the comics, like maybe one issue of the comics, and doesn't look anything like her. Okay, fine, so be it. It's sad. This is exactly what is driving these IPs to hell. You're taking an established IP, you're saying you're fans, you're saying you understand this IP, you love this IP, and here you go, and you do exactly the opposite of what you promise. You piss everybody off, and then you're going to come and what? I don't know what Kevin Smith's really going to do at this point. I don't know if the second part's going to be any better. I don't even know if I want to watch it. I probably will, just to do a quick review on it. But this was disappointing. And if you look at the scores, it's the same shit. You go to Rotten Tomatoes, look at the audience score, look at the freaking critic score. Just another example of bullshit. And then if you went to, oh God, even Metacritic, I think Metacritic had it at a 1.3 fan rating. Most people are very pissed because this is not what the trailer showed. This is not what we were told. This has not been. This is exactly the opposite of what people wanted. So I'm not happy with it. There's a lot of good things that were going on in that episode, in those episodes. I wish Kevin Smith hadn't been such a liar about this. I guess we'll see what happens afterwards. Well, folks, like I said, I'm not going to go too much more into it. I know you probably heard all the rest of it. So that was my thoughts on Masters of the Universe Revelation in under 10 minutes.